My God, we've done it. I'm back. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Always a pleasure being here with you. Let's get to it. So, I want to point this out. My God, we've done it. Oh, I'm back. Quiet. So, my chart template is saved like this. We were looking at BlackBerry. I think January 4th? 1st? One of those. And we said, we were looking at this here, and we saved the chart template here because it was so nice to buy the bounce off of this here. And to be honest, I just haven't even scrolled upward on this. I've just been immediately changing the chart because it was like, hey, buy this. And I didn't look at it again. And while I was getting ready for today's live stream, I did this. And I'm kicking myself for not taking my own call. So here we are. All right, let's get into it. Christ, it's been a while. BTC. Yeah, that's a pretty good place to start. You know what? We'll do BTC second so more people have time to roll in. We're going to start out with ADA. Okay, so alts are kind of a weird spot right now. You know what? I'm going to look at Bitcoin first. I feel compelled to. Because there's some pretty interesting information. So, immediately on the 4-hour chart, the first thing you should recognize is we have complete compression. And that means trend can't continue. And I'll explain. So, what do we have over here? When all our periods were below this value all the way to PM, it meant that trend could once again resume. And the moment where we had significant weighting on our CCI, in this case positive, you'll notice that at this location, this candle, every single one of our CCI periods crossed up above the 100 value. While, at the same time, you had every value below 0.7 on the wave PM. That means high potential energy, and the aggregate direction is up. So what happens when those two signals combine? Alt V, vertical line, beautiful. So that candle, right? We have high potential energy with every period. Oh my God, it was the candle before? Jesus. So it was actually here. So this candle here, we can identify like this candle right here. Before resistance was broken, we could identify that this was a new trend. So what does that look like currently? Well, I'll tell you. We have high potential energy. Every period is below 0.7. And guess what we have? We have no direction on the CCI. So, we gotta wait. But as soon as we have any kind of decent CCI weighting, so either below or above, Bitcoin will break out and trend significantly in that direction. So previously here, we saw, I don't know, 120% move. It is not unreasonable to believe that if we get our wave PM cross here, we will see exactly the same thing. Looks like a happy little accident, you know. What are the chances? I am drinking raw pu'er tea. It's like drinking coal. It is very strong. It looks like blackberry juice. That's something else, man. Alrighty. Yeah, so that's it. Just as soon as this breaks out with the wave PM cross, you're golden and it will trend in that direction. Guaranteed. Okay? As far as the daily chart goes, this is a parabola. We are currently seeing light consolidation, or as some people might call it, a bull flag. As to how long that will last, we don't really know. To be perfectly honest, this can compress as long as it wants. So we can continue doing this for a while. We could create a compressionary range. That's totally fine. It will be defined, like as with one of these little green bands over here. And to be honest, that's perfectly fine, because we still have this signal that when it happens, we'll know it happened, and we can trade it. So, simple and easy. Okay. Let's take a look at Reef. Yo, what is this? Negative correlation with Bitcoin since the 22nd. What has Bitcoin been doing since the 22nd? Nothing. Okay. I'm gonna have to look at Bitcoin Parity. Yeah, okay, well, it's actually moving up, so that's good. Because if you have negative correlation with Bitcoin, almost 1-to-1, Jesus. That means this is an active upward trend while Bitcoin is in a downward trend. That's strong. Now the question is, can we define pivots on lower time frames? Let's find out. Yes, we can. Oh my god. All right, so yeah, you can totally buy this right now. So you'll see that there's this mean reversion condition. Hello, San, how you doing? You'll notice that when we get the pink band, if we go inside the pink band, we have to go to the mean, right? It happens 90% of the time. The time it doesn't happen is this. It's generated off of this red signal here. When this signal turns green, right, which is this here, when it turns green, that means potential energy has been restored and trend can resume. I'm brand new. Do you know anyone who can teach me the basics? Sure. Go ahead and click the link down below. It says FAQ. You just read that. Otherwise, you just take Baby Pips course. Go to babypips.com. Take the entire course. Don't start trading until you have done that. And then don't use any indicators or strategies until you can answer the following question. What is the fundamental paradigm driving the efficacy of the tool I am using? If you do not know, you should not be trading. That is the golden rule. As long as you abide by that rule, you're fine. If you look at Fibonacci retracements and say, oh, hell, this looks awesome. Look at this fucking rainbow on my chart. Obviously, I'm going to make lots of money. If you cannot tell me why a Fibonacci retracement works, other than say, it's nature's law, everybody else uses it, it's a golden standard, then you shouldn't be using it. There is a reason why it works. It's just not a very good one. That's why I don't use it. Also, I have slept like hours in the last 48 hours, and I'm feeling very jaded. So, let's do it. Let's go forth. But I promised a live stream, so here we are. Okay. What's next? Yeah, Reef is a good buy. So the reason for that is this is the 3.2 standard deviation of your CLCP, which is defined as the last ditch support to prevent a breakout. And what you'll notice here is, as we were just talking about on Bitcoin, we have this signal where we have the wave PM cross. We have significant bearish weighting. So the reason this is interesting is its failure. And the reason it failed is, as we just said, this is the last ditch support, stop trend. And we have stalled directly on that line, which implies that this value was significant enough to potentially reverse trend and to prevent our expansion from continuing. So we have once again returned ourselves to a neutral state of energy, which can bend itself either way. But because we are directly on a support, it implies up. So you can take this trade right now. You can bet on a long, and we might see a bounce. It's very nice. What's extra nice about this is it's a trend continuation play. So you can bet on a like 6% downside to 5%. And you can just bet on trend continuation, which is 40+%. So it's a really good profit ratio. All right, what's next? ETH, yes. It is finally time to look at Ethereum. So first we have to look at Bitcoin, okay? Always look at the Bitcoin pairing first. What you do is you look at the Bitcoin pairing and you put along the correlation coefficient paired against Bitcoin USD. And the result is, this is your derivative, which is the USD pairing. What you want to see is noise. If it's completely noisy, that means there is no positive correlation, there's no negative correlation, which means that it trades independently from Bitcoin, which inherently means the pair, or the crypto, is important enough to not be dependent on Bitcoin's action to have its own moves. And that's really important. Typically with altcoins, you either see one-to-one correlation or in either direction, and that's bad. All right, let's PDT. Right, you either have large periods of negative and then neutral, large periods of negative and then neutral. That's bad. Ethereum is good because it's true neutral, right? You don't have positive, you don't have negative. It does what it wants, and that's important. So here we have this outdated blocks on the 1 hour, so we're going to take a look at the 4 hour. Or top down, let's do daily. Do you think trading currency, for example, Euro USD or Bitcoin, are company shares? Right now, you should be trading crypto. Forex is always going to be the most, it has the highest burden of knowledge, okay? You need to understand macro level economics, and quite frankly, that is not something a lot of people are willing to do. And then they resort to trend lines and whatever else they want to use, Elliott waves on things that don't make sense to use those tools, and then they fail. All right. If you want to use basic tools, trade basic pairs. Trade major indices. Trade like Apple, AMD, just anything that just continuously goes up, trade that. Or just buy Bitcoin and hold it. Okay, those are your options. Or options. Don't trade options. Don't go on Wall Street bets either. Essentially, what happens is you have a bunch of people all doing the same stupid things. And then when one of them gets lucky, it makes them all look lucky. So don't do that. All right. ETH on the daily. We are tagging at a pretty reasonable value. So this is really important to understand. Your 3.2 standard deviation of your blocks is a hard brick wall for price action. So essentially, you will never go above this line essentially on the daily. And that's kind of where we are right now. So I don't think we're going to see true breakout here. I'm going to check the Poloniex chart because there's just more history for Coinbase. Yeah, cool. So, hey, do you see what I see? Is that a signal we had just prior talked about? Right there? Goodness, I wonder what happened at this location on this candle. We had a major breakout to the downside with a move that wiped out 25% of the market cap. Yeah, so I do believe we are going to stall here, which implies flag. But there's a pretty cool chart that's posted on the Discord. I liked it. It was a bit meme-worthy, but I liked it. Yeah, phase 1. Flow of money moves into Bitcoin, causing price surges. Phase 2, Ethereum. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we all hear talks of the flipping. That's where we are right now. And then the large caps perform well, and then it's alt season. So I think ETH is going to do well regardless, and I think we're just going to blast through this, albeit kind of like that. So, ETH should perform well for a while longer, I'd say. 4 hour. 4 hours compressionary noise, which is not surprising at an outer standard deviation. And 1 hour. Oh my god, do you see this, guys? What is this? Is this the exact same signal we've been talking about all live stream? I wonder what happened on this candle. Right here. Well, would you look at that? That is the candle where we resumed trend. How could that have happened? That's just ridiculous. All right. Told you I was feeling jaded. But I'm jaded and I'm a winner. That's what really matters. Yeah, so that's good. Didn't you ask about DeFi as well? I feel like somebody did. I don't know anything about DeFi. I don't trade it. SNX BTC. Didn't I say this was good? I did. Yeah, because you had strong positive trend for the entire year, and we have done nothing but continue that trend. So, yeah, this looks great. Four hours compressionary noise, though. 1 hour is actively mean reverting, so my guess is we're going to do this for a bit. And then we'll see another compressionary period, which will lead to a breakout in either direction. Yep. Uni. Uniswap. Holy moly. Is that a 4x IC on the 1 hour? Jesus. Yeah, you're actively beyond outer standard deviations of your relevant values, so I would stay away from this for the moment. I don't think we're catching a retracement value right now. Let's see, 151 on the 1 hour. We can try it out. Never mind. That is perfect. It literally bounced directly on that value. Okay, so if we tag down and touch this value again, 151, 1.25 standard deviation, go ahead and buy it. Looks great. Next up, ADA. Sir, tell me about USD CAD. I'd love to. Let's take a look. All right, 4 hours neutral compression noise. So this is a bull flag, but I don't see us as having enough potential energy to break out of it quite yet. Unless the 1 hour says something different. Not really. Yeah, that's awkward. So I guess your resistance we can actually technically define. Here at 1156. If it were to reject, it would reject there. If we blast beyond that, we should trend. All right, USD CAD. How are we doing, viewers? Less than 10. All right, we're gonna be done after this pair. Okay. Starting the weekly. This is off of the 70 value. It looks like we're already causing converse expansion, so that inherently makes this messy. In other words, us breaking this support here is going to cause a lot of volatility. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, wow. Look at that. Look how perfect that is. So, okay. So this here is a pivot, right? The mean reversion pivot. Let me explain this. So based on the 70 period here, right? This was an upward expansion, right? It generated this containment zone, which means once we were in the zone, we would technically need to stay in the zone until The red turned green. In other words, we restored potential energy. Right? Because this is exhausted. If we're in this band, it means we're exhausted. We had a major move, and now we need to rest. So, for some reason, for a fundamental event, I wonder what fundamental event occurred recently. It pushed price outside of it. So, what was the result? A period of high volatility. Directly beneath the support we just defined. Isn't that fascinating? That's really cool. Huh. So, because we had a major fundamental event that pushed price beneath support, we are seeing large levels of iceberging. In other words, macro level players pushing price up and other ones pushing down because there is large amounts of uncertainty. Uncertainty results in volatility. Volatility is large, random looking price moves. Now, while we typically could use volatility to our advantage, well, maybe we can. Can we use volatility to our advantage? Let's find out. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. Shows it bearish mode? No, man, it's noise mode. Now, can someone give me the exact date of the election? I don't know it. I've not been keeping up. When was the exact date election results were announced? Election date. Boy, why'd you boot me off my Wi-Fi? Oh, it's because I'm on a VPN. How about that? Election date. Thanks you. No, thanks you, bro. Seriously, just turning off my VPN. This is ridiculous. Take me away. Okay. What is going on? August 5th. When was the sign-in day? I'm sorry. February 5th. This is 2020. Try to put this together, this timeline, and I don't usually do that. Okay. I'll show you the stats, but I won't. Oh, wait. Certification deadlines for the November 3rd. Okay. November 3rd. We're just going to use that. So, beginning of November is right here. Now, on the daily chart, does anyone remember where we put that band? Beautiful. Right here. So, 70 period. Right? Wait. It is the weekly, I'm sorry. There we go. All right, 70 period on the weekly. Beautiful. So, can anybody see what's happening here? right? We generated this compressionary period. And while the state of being in fundamental analysis was neutral, in our exhausted compressionary range, you'll notice we see rejection from the compressionary range to the dollar. Like, look at this. Look at that. Okay? Do you see how ridiculous this is? Right? Because we're in the compressionary range, we will not leave the compressionary range. All right? Because it is exhausted. All right, if you're exhausted, you got one of two choices. Wait a while and rest so that price can move on its own. Or B, have a fundamental event and powerful enough to push price outside. So what happens? Beginning of November, election's over, Biden wins. What happens? We test by dashing through what's the initial rejection. And then we force our way through. Why do we force our way through? Because there is now enough force to overcome the mass of the compressionary period. Right? Force equals mass times acceleration. This is not going to move because there's too much mass. You add an event that will add more force, and lo and behold, what happens? You push yourself outside of a comfortable range. Now, as soon as we're outside the comfortable range, which we will define right here, right? Actually, I'm just going to draw it as a line. Right? This is our comfortable range. We should stay above this. So what happens? When a fundamental event pushes price outside of this comfort. Anything below this line becomes hypervolatile. All right, go to the 4-hour chart. What do we see? Macro level iceberg orders in both directions due to large level uncertainty. Okay, this is what you need to do for Forex. The analysis is much more intensive. You need to have understanding of macro level economics. And I didn't even go that deep here, guys. Okay? If you want to trade Forex, you need to put the work in. Like we just did here. And with all that understanding, can we currently take a position based on that information? I don't know. Can we? I don't think we can. We identified that there's going to be high level of volatility in this area. This is USD CAD, my dude. It says it in the large watermark in the exact middle of the screen. Wait, why am I doing USD CAD? When did you say that? Oh, because you asked about it. Right, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so tired, man. How many viewers do we have? 7. All right, we're done. Okay, hold on. I want to make a position off this chart, okay? Because what we know is that there are major sell-offs, or there are large amounts of closing positions, is what I'm trying to say, right? So, that kind of cyclical buying and selling is actually going to create mean reversion pivots for us, which we can trade. So ACAT is going to light the way. I'm going to make a bet with you. Every single time on this chart, every single time since the break below the support we defined prior, and we get this red band here, all right, watch. Anytime we have a large red connected plume like this, 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 this. I'm just going to do vertical lines now. This, 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 and this. All right, anytime we see that, every single time this has happened, I'm going to make a bet with you that as soon as we've entered the purple band, when that has happened, we have gone the moving average in the middle. All right? Let's get to it. First contestant. We have gone inside purple band. What has happened? Well, we have gone to the moving average in the middle. Goodness. What's next? Ah, beautiful. So we enter the purple band. What has happened? We go to the moving average in the middle. Beautiful. This is interesting. So this is actually sustained trend here. Why? Because we do not go inside the purple band. Goodness. What happens when we do, though? Oh, look at that. We go to the moving average in the middle. Beautiful. What happens over here where we enter the purple band? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we go to the moving average in the middle. What about over here? We enter the purple band. We go to the moving average in the middle. We go to the moving average in the middle. Oh my goodness. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Goodness, look at this one, guys, where we go in the purple band and then we go to the moving average in the middle. Or maybe here, or here, or here, or here. Or here, or here, or here. What did I say? I said that every single time we had a solid red plume and we entered the purple band, we would go to the moving average in the middle. Okay, let's count it out, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we should do these ones too. These two little baby ones. 9, 10. I don't even know which way this is expanding. So this immediately jumped and then immediately mean reverted. I won't count that though, because it's just happened instantly. Ah, fuck, I lost count. All right, we gotta start over. Hold on. Let's do it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, did this one fail? No, this is converse expansion. So if you expand to the upside and then have a fundamental event that causes your open to be below, right? That's the same thing we showed you on the daily chart, where it's going to cause high amounts of volatility, which we can predict and then subsequently not choose to trade. We're at what, 15? So here we actually have the signal that says, hey, don't do this. This is bad. Now, why aren't we trading this one? This here. Because this is not a solid connected plume. There are clouds. If there are clouds, that means there is noise. And if there is noise, you don't trade it. Right? That's why we didn't initially circle it on our first pass through. And all we were looking at is this indicator, right? All we looked at was this indicator here. And we knew that this indicator would not work. That's really cool. Unreal. So we intentionally passed this because of this reading. And lo and behold, we go to this indicator and it actually doesn't work in this instance. Why? Because we knew it wouldn't work from the other indicator. It's unreal. What was that? I don't remember. I'm just going to zoom out. I'm doing my head this time. Hold on. All right, we're at 14. 14, 15, 16, 'This is interesting. I skipped over this one initially. Why did I do that? This here's technically valid. Yeah, okay. Let's take a look. Lo and behold, we cross down. We cross the pivot, we mean revert. Yeah, 17. 18, 19. This here is not a connected bloom, so we skip it. What do we have here? 20? Goodness. And then, where are we? Can you see where our support is, guys? On the daily chart? It was this line right here. And now we can go in here. And what was I saying about macro level pivots getting crossed? When you actually have them getting crossed, which is what's happening exactly right here, what do we see? Look at this, guys. This is the single noisiest thing on the chart, right? And why is that the case? Because on our daily chart, okay, maybe I need to delete some of those. Hold on. Is this circle right here. So I'm just gonna trash everything. We hit 20, I think, 20 in a row, 20 winning trades in a row. I mean, they're not technically winning trades because we didn't define entries and exits. It was only in concept of like, yes, this is happening. As to whether or not you possess the skills to properly enter and exit those positions, well, strategy has nothing to do with that. Or it does. Like, there are ways to do it, but that's not the point of the lesson. I'm sure we could go into the replay feature and show where I would enter and exit, but I'm getting tired, and we are down to 3 viewers. Holy hell. All right, we're done. Okay, I just want to make my final point. Where here on the daily chart, it was the weekly chart. Here on the weekly chart, where we're finally crossing our pivot at this location. I'm just gonna get a circle. I need a circle, good sir. Right here, right? Or ellipse. Okay, 15-minute chart. Let's go to our green circle, shall we? Isn't it fascinating how I can show you guys 20 winning trades in a row and then we have 3 viewers? 2. Fascinating. I also guess I'm streaming at 11 p.m. on a Monday, so I guess that's my fault. I need to sleep, man. All right. This right here is where we're finally breaking support. Right? Oh yeah, there's a highlighter tool. Hell yes. So, why is that color? Jesus. Make it yellow. And visible. Oh my god, I'm so happy. So, the location where we finally break support is right here. Our support that we defined on the weekly chart with volatility. It is the single noisiest part of the chart. It is the single highest volatility location. Because it's beating a dead horse at this point, but pretty cool. You know, I might actually just append this part and make it part of my lesson series because it is... I described a lot that I usually haven't ever talked about. But you have learned. It is beautiful. All right, folks, it's been a pleasure. Talk to you all at Wednesday, okay? Wednesday afternoon. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some sleep by then. Appreciate your knowledge. Sure thing, man. It's pretty crazy stuff, am I right? If you want to use these indicators, please go ahead and just click the link below. You can subscribe to them there. Go ahead and give me a follow so you know when I go live next. All right? Been a pleasure. I'll talk to you all later. Ciao. Arrivederci.